Good morning and welcome to Wednesday Mornings with Doug. Today we're going to talk about selling a home without having a place to go and navigating this arena. So, Doug, we had a conversation about the market that we're in, and right, depending on where you live, contingent offers are not applicable. It's something you don't see. But we're now seeing that the market's shifting, and we're going to see those things, possibly come back in. Can you help us navigate this arena?
Right. So what we're talking about, Tammy, is that most people are afraid. They really want a bigger house, better house, for closer to work for whatever reason. They want to upgrade. So you want to go out and buy a house, but you can't buy a house until you sell yours. You need the equity out of yours. So most people are afraid to put their house on the market and get it sold before they go buy another house. So we want to buy on a contingency. That's kind of a standard thing you hear. Let's buy it contingent. We'll buy your home contingent on the sale of my home. In the really hot market, that really was out of the question. That would just, in a multiple offer situation, would just disqualify you right off the bat. But as the market settles some and there's more even amount of buyers and sellers, it is coming back in, and there's some areas, Evergreen, Gilroy, several areas where it's possible to buy first theoretically and sell second, even though you couldn't close the escrow on that first house. And as the market settles more and we get more an even balance of buyers and sellers, it'll probably move through the whole valley where contingent offers are feasible. But let's talk about what that really costs you and how we can get around those costs.
You said cost, so there's a cost.
There's a cost in that. So let's just talk about, we've been out looking at houses and talking about homes for sale, and let's just say.
Okay, right now I'm gonna put it on, add it on, so just kind of bear with us. Doug is doing, what do you call that, a math
It's going to do a T-chart just to compare. It's the old Ben Franklin close is what it is. But let's just talk about buying first. Everybody's afraid, I'm going to sell my house and not have a place to go. And that could have been valid in a lot of areas even a few months ago, and probably still is. In Sunnyvale, Cupertino, this wouldn't be applicable, but it will be. If not next month, in 6 months from now and whatever. But let's talk about what it cost you. Let's say that I'm going to go out and I'm going to find that house I want to buy, and I want to get it secured, at least tied up, before I put my house on the market, so I know I've got a place to go. But let's say, and we've been talking about what that really costs.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, use the pen. Okay. What that can cost, and we've been talking about homes, talking about buying for about $1 million. Isn't that right?
Right.
Okay, and let's say we've got a home and it's normal balanced market. This house has been on the market for 3 weeks to a month, and there's no other offers on it, and this is quite common in a lot of this valley. Let's say if we were going in all cash on a nice, clean, non-contingent offer, we might get a little discount off of that or get some concessions. But let's just say typically a nice, clean offer on something that's been on the market a month on a $1 million house, maybe we could knock the price down $20,000. That could put $20,000 more in your pocket if we didn't have to buy contingent. But let's say we are buying contingent, so we are going to pay the higher price. Let's go over and we'll talk about selling your home. Now we've been talking about your home is probably worth what, 750, maybe 800,000. In unlimited time and unlimited pressure on the market, we might put your home on the market at $799 and give it a while to see if we could get it sold and get it up there. But where we've got this other house tied up, we can't mess around. We've got to go with the right price. Let's say we instead go in at $769, and we're on the market. We're marketing it strong and that sort of thing, and we get an offer, a nice clean offer at $750. Well, we thought that was kind of close to fair market value anyway. We've got this other home tied up. In a perfect world, we'd negotiate and we'd try to get that up some, and there's probably some room to get it up, but we don't want to take that chance. So we take that $750 offer on your house, or maybe, given enough time, we could have gotten, let's say, $770, just by not being overly motivated to get your home sold. So it could cost us $20,000 on the buy and $20,000 on the sell. That's $40,000. It's going to cost you to buy first and sell second, right? And that's a lot of money. So how can we get around that issue about selling your home and not having a place to
Right.
go? Let's talk about how that could really work. If you look at on a listing agreement, let me show you one here. There's a field in here. Notice it says COE or COE plus 30.
COE stands for close of escrow, correct?
So what they're talking about is close of escrow. and when we list your house, what we're going to do in this field is we're going to put COE plus 30.
Okay, now we're talking about COE plus 30.
Okay, and we're talking about, that's close of escrow. That means that possession normally, or most of the time, is just be possession at close of escrow. But we're going to circle right on the listing agreement, COE plus 30. That means that we're expecting when we get an acceptable offer and we go through to close, that after closing, you're going to stay in the home for an additional 30 days. See how that would be?
Yes, I do. So this is an area, just to segue for 2 seconds, where I can understand the importance of having a strong agent who knows how to negotiate and knows their contracts so that they can use that instrument to work to your advantage. And having an area specialist so that they know the behavior of that market and they have an idea of how long it's going to take that home to sell, correct?
Exactly. You need a real market expert that knows how the overall market is working. So we've now put close of escrow plus 30. So we've put on the listing that we expect it to be not to give up possession. So that means, so we're sitting here today, mid-May. That means it's going to, we're going to be on the market at least 2 or 3 weeks just by the time we get cleaned up on the market, open house, accept offers. But let's say 30 days to get into escrow, and then we're going to have another 30 days escrow, and after closing, we're going to have another 30 days that you can stay in the house. So that's 90 days, 3 months from now. That's June, July, August. You don't think we can find you the right home by August 15th to get you into?
That's more than enough time, because that's generally when the market begins to pick up through the summer. People put their homes back on the market, so you can find what you want. And then it's more of a buyer's market,
Right.
because you have more homes on the MLS, correct?
Correct. Yes, and we're looking at today. You'd be looking at with a buyer, actually looking at homes that are for sale, and there's some that kind of fit the needs. And so there's not going to be less. There's going to be more of those as we go into the summer months and that sort of thing. So there's going to be plenty of homes to choose from going forward. We've got plenty of time for you to get the best possible price on your home. You don't need to accept any offers you don't want, or don't do everything you want. We can hold out for that best offer. Then we get into escrow. Now you're no longer a contingent on the sale buyer when you go out into the market and we go shopping.
Right, so it seems like what you just did as a strong agent who knows how to negotiate, you've already come in with having the seller, when they purchase their home as a buyer, built in an extra 60 to 90 days so that they can do what they need on one side to facilitate their buyer side, and they're still saving with the model that we set up about $40,000.
Correct.
Instead of it costing them $40,000.
Right. And this isn't hypothetical. This will work every time. You're going to pay more on the house you buy, if you can even buy it. They're still going to reject a lot of situations. They can't accept a contingent offer, and you're going to lose money when you sell. It's going to cost you more to buy, and you're going to get less out of your house every time.
Well, you know what, Doug? That was very informative, and I'm pretty sure that all of our listeners out there, whether they're looking to move now or do something in the near future, this is something that they can take into consideration and save themselves a tremendous amount of money, up front, if they just plan everything out and have a strong agent that's an area specialist.
Exactly.
Okay, well, Doug, thank you so much for all this information. We look forward to talking to you again next week, and have a wonderful week. Bye.
You too. Bye.